In our previous classes, we discussed about how does Britishers, which was the trading company, how does they became as the administrators? How does they change their economic policies? Clear? In this process of the economic policies, Britishers they introduced the new revenue systems. This we will discuss in this chapter of a ruling countryside. In previous classes, we discussed about the four revenue system, which was the main source of the British Empire to expand in Indian subcontinent. Clear? For this, the Britishers they introduced a four revenue system, in which the first was the Ijadari system. Ijadari system. In this system, as we discussed, land revenue rights given to the Ijadas for the period of the 5 years. Under these 5 years, all the Ijadas were responsible to collect the revenue and pay to the company. Second revenue system was introduced by the Britishers. It was a permanent settlement system. Permanent settlement system or a Zamindari system. Zamindari system. This system applicable over Bengal, Bihar, Orissa and the parts of Banaras, existing Uttar Pradesh. In this system, the land revenue rights permanently given to the zamindars, to the landlords. Such landlords were responsible to collect the revenue paid to the company, and such rights were not transferable. These can't be the finish. These were continued throughout their life and transferable towards the next generation. Third revenue system, it was a Mahalwadi system. Mahalwadi system. In this revenue system, Britishers given the land revenue rights to the headmen of the village. Any of one particular person which belonged from the particular village, it was responsible to collect revenue as the produce or the cash directly and pay to the company. This was given land revenue rights under the Mahalwadi given for the period of 10 years. Then fourth revenue system, as we discussed, it was a Riotwadi system. Riotwadi system. In Riotwadi system, Britishers changed their policy. The role of a landlord finished and they directly collected the revenue from the farmers. Riots means the farmers, peasants. They directly instructed to the farmers to pay the revenue on time to the company. Otherwise, their land it will be occupied by the company. These rights were given for the 20 to 30 years. And Riotwadi system, this was implemented over Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and the parts of the Punjab. So these four systems, revenue systems, as we discussed in our previous classes as in detail. After that, we discussed about the commercialization of agriculture. Commercialization of agriculture. When Britishers they required to earn the more profits, for this they commercialized the agriculture in India. They introduced the cash crops, commercialization of agriculture. In this process, Britishers introduced the cash crops, indigo, opium, tea and coffee. These four crops were high demanded in European countries and America. And it was the benefit for the Britishers. At that time, India was a colony of a British Empire and they can easily transport such materials. They exported towards the America and Europe to earn the maximum profits. So under this, we learned about the two of the systems were basically used by the Britishers. These were the Nij system for the indigo production. Nij system in which those farmers which own their land, they can produce the indigo. And such indigo they directly given to the company, sold to the company. And second system was a Rioti system, in which some farmers which acquired a land on a rent basis, on a contract basis. That particular land they acquired and produced the indigo. Such kind of the peasants and the farmers, they signed a contract with the planters. Planters provide the finances, funds or loans, and such farmers they produce indigo at their fields. These were instructed to produce at least after 25% of a total land, it should be under the indigo. And after the production, after the harvesting of indigo, they were instructed to sell their indigo directly to the planters. They can't sell to the any other. Clear? As we discuss all these. So our last topic of the chapter is the Blue Revolt. Blue Revolt or Indigo Rebellion. Indigo Rebellion, which occurred in 1859 to 60. 1859 to 60. In 1859, ryots in Bengal, ryots means farmers, ryots in Bengal refused to grow indigo and pay rent to the planters. At some of the places, they even attacked over the indigo factories and socially boycotted those peasants who worked for the planters. Means such planters which were basically forced and making as an alliance, signed the contract, and some of the farmers, they still produce the indigo at their fields. So such farmers which revolted against our planters, they already socially boycotted such farmers which already signed the contract with the planters. Even the zamindars, they already supported such farmers, such rebellions, such indigo rebellions which revolted against of the planters. In some parts, they were the Gomastas were appointed. Gomastas, these were the officials appointed by the planters for the collection of indigo after the harvesting. And most of the time, such Gomastas, they humiliated the farmers for the collection of indigo or transfer the instructions of planters or the company directly to the farmers. So that these indigo rebellions, they already beaten such Gomastas which were earlier as the agents of the planters who collected and rent were beaten up. The ryots even refund to take the advances to the sowing of indigo. So some of those farmers which earlier took the loans directly from the planters for the sowing of the indigo, they started to refuse to taking as such loans. In September 1860, farmers which were fed up because of the exploitative policies of the planters, they started a revolt at the place of Gobindapur of Bengal. Gobindapur, this was a place to which the blue rebels started first in Bengal and expand among the other areas where the farmers, they face the exploitation of planters. The revolt started from a small village of the Gobindapur of the Bengal. So one of the important aspects of the indigo revolt in Bengal was that it enjoyed the support of the intellectual level, middle class families. Intellectuals means the educated people, they already knows the exploitative policies of the British Empire. They started to revolt against such planters which already revolted by the farmers. Clear? In Bengal, the British government was forced to appoint the Indigo Commission to review the problem of indigo rebellions. What problem is persist, and they identified that there is a complete fault of the planters. Those planters which given as the loans for the production of indigo to the farmers, they force the farmers to produce the indigo at their agriculture fields, but most number of the farmers, they refuse the production of indigo. The reason you knows better, because the production of indigo decreased the fertility of soil, but still planters insist, they force the farmers for the production of indigo. So some of these farmers, they refuse. After the harvesting of indigo, these farmers were instructed to sell their indigo, harvested indigo directly to the such planters which given as a low price. So this was also another reason responsible for the blue rebellion in the parts of the Bengal. Farmers were totally fed up. They were charged as a high interest rate. they were humiliated in a society by the Gomastas. Third one is that after the production of indigo, their indigo purchased at a low cost by the planters. Because of these reasons, farmers they refused the planters and started as a blue rebel or an indigo rebel, blue revolt or an indigo revolt in 1860. After some span of time, they were in a Champaran in Bihar. Mahatma Gandhi it took the incentive and worked for the protection of farmers from the planters. In 1970, in 1970, Mahatma Gandhi it took as a step for in favor of those farmers which exploited by the indigo planters. Clear? Indigo planters. For this, the Satyagraha started by the Mahatma Gandhi in 1917 when he came back from the South Africa in 1915. Gandhi returned back from South Africa in 1950. After that, he looked towards all the conditions. What were the conditions existed in an existing society? He took the round in complete of the country. Then he identified there is a severe condition in our country is of those farmers which produce the indigo. That indigo which high demanded in European countries, but such farmers these were not benefited. Gandhi it struggled for the such farmers. Thank you.